Welcome to the sister test for Symmetry. Hello, my name is Carolyn Holzman, host of Confessions of an SEO podcast and co-founder of VizX along with Kim Albee. And I'm the lead forensic researcher for VizX Pro and the other related tools that we are building regarding getting cited by the models. So welcome back to the second Symmetry test. In the first video, we ran a test of two identical pages demonstrating the compute tax imposed on these LLM parser crawlers if your HTML and your rendered DOM do not match. And based on that first test, I'm guessing some people might be tempted to conclude that if mismatches between the HTML and the DOM that are triggered by the schema, if those mismatches are so dangerous, why don't I just delete my schema entirely and avoid the error? So let's test that. I had to run the test, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do the recording this way. So as you can see here, test has been run. I'll show you the pages. Again, like I said, the exact same content as the first test. And then the only thing is, while they each have the different tag and the different position, we just removed the schema from it. So there you go. It's not in there. It's not in there. All right. Now you can see, much like we expected before, you know, the left side is the one that's out of symmetry. So really this test is looking at the one that can you pass symmetry gate test and be fine. So much like, you know, the content, we've got this in the right zone. So yes, everything matches except, and let's take a look at these here. You can see there is no handshake of trust. And if we look at this, this set of actions, you see here where it says metadata warning, there's no schema tags in the raw HTML. So what this means is that it's taking it in without being able to attribute it to the writer, to the publisher. And even though, you know, let's say it passed, even though it extracts our words, that database index that they built has no structured shall we say, key value tags, right? No entity. And when an AI search engine applies their own metadata filters to search specifically for articles authored by, let's say, Carolyn Holzman, even though a page that I wrote passed SymmetryGate, that page was filtered out before the vector comparison even began. So it's excluding it, but it's doing it quietly, right? And so if we continue to scroll up, we'll sort of see that it's kind of like the one on the left, you know, we kind of knew that one, right? It's didn't pass and it's not going to get any kind of byline anyway. But when you pass SymmetryGate, but you don't have schema, that is what prevents the model from sticking the citation to you or to the brand, even, you know, if that's the entity. And so when it takes it in, it's taking it in as anonymous content. So this test shows you that you can't have one without the other. So a clear HTML layout, let's say that's the lock. JSON schema is the key. So if you have a key but broken lock, like our first test, your content triggers a high compute mismatch. But if you have the lock and no key, like the test on this, well, on the page on this test, you can pass symmetry, but you're going to trigger the metadata exclusion. So to kind of bring it all home, perfect authority is when your HTML and your visual page match 100%, one-to-one. Perfect trust is when they match one-to-one. Therefore, perfect semantic geometry is when they match one-to-one. So if you're trying to get cited, now you have the secret. Now, if you want to do it easy and painlessly, you really need to get VizX Pro for WordPress or HubSpot. Now, next up, on these tests, I'm going to be sharing the header test that I did. So in the meantime, go to the PhysX YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description. Subscribe because I'm going to be moving over to that channel, and Kim and I are going to be putting some content out there. So if you're trying to get cited and you want to understand why you're getting cited and how to do it with legs, like long term, not just a short term in, you're out, that's going to be the place to be. Now, post any questions about this test and the conclusions below. I will answer everyone, and I will see you guys later.